I think that your history is well known, and so I think we just go directly to the new album.
Thank you.
And The Any Means Necessary, which is your first single, and you have done a video, I just noticed.
Yes.
The solos in that, I think they're very good. I like the way they add something to the songs, in my opinion.
Thank you very much.
Instead of just being a show-off, you know, and normally you feel like up and down, but it creates a melody on its own at the same time as it fits into a song. So first is like, why do you include solos in your songs besides the common fact that it's what heavy metal bands do?
Well, I think both with Stefan and Pontus, they have a great sense of melody in them. So a typical Hammerfall solo is all about melody,
yeah,
and doing something to enhance the song, and not just show off.
Yeah, it should mean something. Should add, like you said, something to the song. It's almost part of the songwriting in a way. It's the way I look at it, and this is Stefan and Pontus both have the same background as with Accept, like I do. Wolf Hoffman and Jörg Fischer and Herman Frank always had this. They incorporated. I mean, the solos were parts on their own in the song. It wasn't just the verse again with some lead guitar on top of it, or the chorus chords again. It was a special part of the song, and that's something I always try to emulate.
Yeah.
For me, a good song, a metal song, does not end after the second chorus, whereas every Schlager song or whatever pop song that you hear on the radio and stuff like that, all of those, they do end after the second chorus. Maybe there's a little bit of, like a few seconds of different chords, and then you come back to the chorus again, and then fade out. That's something Accept had. That's the big heritage from Accept in our music, that you should make each of the parts stand out a little bit. And that part, I'm very happy that you mentioned that, because that was very. I didn't expect that, because I was fiddling around with this solo in the studio. Like we recorded all this stuff, and the rhythm guitars and everything was there. But then we sat down and tried to find a good solo for it. And I sat down for a little while with my headphones, and it just, wow, this is probably pretty good. You know how you can't really tell right away? No. It felt like, I can hear it in my head afterwards. Maybe that's because I played it 300 times, but it could also be because it's something worthwhile. And it turned out, I'm really happy that you mentioned that, because I'm very happy with that particular piece, because it was not there when we went into the studio. It's something that was developed along the way.
It feels very natural. At the same time, as I say, it adds something to the song.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I'm very happy.
Do you rehearse, when you're not going on tour, but do you rehearse to get better as musicians, or do you have time for that?
Yeah, wish I could say I didn't have time for it. I have time, but I really don't, unfortunately.
We won't tell anyone.
I'm sure they can hear it in my playing anyway.
But actually, for this record, we rehearsed a couple of times.
Oh yes.
But what you said before, you haven't done that much. Personally, I have rehearsed way too little for everything. I want to, but I never get around to doing it. As a band, we had pretty much the same attitude. You know, we need to play and we need to rehearse to get better. And then when it comes, you know, to the time that we're supposed to rehearse, and nobody, we do it this way instead, just to get out of it somehow. This time there has been no getting out of it. We set a schedule. We have a couple of blocks of days that we rehearse from morning till afternoon, evening, even. And we're gonna do the second one next week, and we're just gonna that really helps. We did it last week, and I can feel already that I'm getting more secure as a guitar player and secure with the songs, and that's necessary. When you go from the rehearsal room, from standing like this and thinking about what you're doing 100%, to a live atmosphere when you're thinking about what you're doing maybe 30% because you're trying to put on a show and connect with the audience, that's when you make mistakes. So you have to be prepared 150%, not 75% of thinking, oh, well, I'll do the rest of the 25 on stage. It doesn't work that way. So we're trying to be as prepared as we possibly can. We're rehearsing a lot, and serious rehearsing also, not just fooling around, goofing around.
There is something for the ages. It's an instrumental. What does Joachim do on stage when you're playing an instrumental?
This is what I'm doing here, but off stage.
Off stage, yeah.
So he actually, I haven't seen him live. I will see him now in, I think it's March.
Yes, March 28th. Exactly.
Something like that, yeah. So I will pay extra attention.
Well, you won't see him because we're gonna do this song live actually. Like generally we do an instrumental because he wants to have a period of rest.
Same voice.
So we usually tie in some sort of solo in there to it. So he gets a break of maybe 5 or 8 minutes for his voice, and that usually helps a lot. So he sometimes drinks. Well, he doesn't drink tea actually anymore. I just realized that hot things are what he doesn't want. That's bad for the vocal cords. Right? So he drinks tepid, or is it warm? I mean cold. Can't remember now.
Cold is really bad.
Yeah, cold. It's so he hot tea and lukewarm, like room temperature warm. That's what he does.
Because Between Two Worlds on the new album, it's actually a song which is titled the same as the I album. Do you know I from Norway? Immortal, ABBA from Immortal has a project called Between Two Worlds. This is
really?
album. Anyway.
I didn't know that actually. It's interesting.
It's actually a cover.
Yeah, it is. Hey, I didn't remember about it. Okay.
As a hidden bonus track.
The first thing is that this song is very beautiful. I think it's on the new album. It's Joachim's peak as a singer. The church organ in the beginning is very majestic and yes, it's great. How do you actually work this song? How did you actually work this song together? And since it's very different from the traditional, like the other metal songs you do on the album, and then you have this ballad which is very different. How do you work that song compared to the other ones?
Well, on every album that we've done, the first one it was just a coincidence, but I write one song completely by myself, like with both music and lyrics. Otherwise, Joachim and I do most of the stuff together, or Stefan and Joachim, or Stefan and me, whatever, you know. We had a couple of different, but there's one song that I do completely by myself. First, it started, like I said, like a coincidence, but then I realized for me, this is like when Ronnie James Dio has a song title or a lyric with rainbow in every album. He had that for a couple of albums, so I thought that was a cool idea. So this song is this song on this album, obviously. You know? And so it didn't really. It wasn't worked together somehow. It was actually very late in getting done. The music and everything was clear from quite early. That wasn't too hard to do because there's not that much stuff going on. But the lyrics and the vocal melodies, I finished them like a day before he was supposed to sing them, you know, in the studio. So that took a little bit of work to do. I mean, it's. I think it was the pressure that made it, because it's not hard, it's not difficult, you know, it's not a difficult song, but I think that's what makes it good. If it's not so, it's the easiness that makes it easy to get into as well, hopefully. And that's the pressure, I think, of having, you know, he was telling me, like, I've only this song left, and, you know, come on. So that helped me, you know, the pressure always helps too.